Good afternoon. Son, I hope so. Good afternoon, and thank you for coming to watch the performance of Goose. These 7th and 8th graders have worked really hard in a short amount of time. They helped put together some of the backgrounds that you see, and we just had a lot of fun practicing, and it was just a great group of kids to work with. So I hope everybody enjoys the performance of Goose. I just ask that you stay quiet and enjoy the show.
Mr. Gosling, would you come in here for a moment?
Yes, Mother Goose? I mean, Dr. Goose.
Mr. Gosling.
I'm sorry. I just got so confused. I don't know what to call you anymore.
It's really quite simple, Mr. Gosling. Here in the clinic, I'm Dr. Goose. When you see me anywhere else in nursery land, I'm Mother Goose.
Life around here is so complicated. Not like it was in the old days.
Times change, even in nursery land. But you must admit, the so-called good old days were not that great. Fairy tales may end with everyone living happily ever after, but that's never been the case in nursery land. With all potential lawsuits and pressure from the head honchos of the storybook land, we had to become proactive and open up a new clinic.
Is that why you went to the medical school and became a doctor?
That's right. There were just too many freak accidents around here. Something had to be done. Either we change the way we do things here in nursery land, or we become plain footnotes in the history of children's literature. Then, kids will have to learn their rhymes from rappers and pop singers. Ugh. Anyways, have you made your rounds this morning?
Yes, Dr. Goose. The patients have had breakfast and they are ready for you to visit them. There was one problem, though.
Problem?
With little Miss Buffett.
Again?
I brought her breakfast, and she went poster on me. She heaved her raisin and cinnamon oatmeal across the room and started slapping at herself, screaming that hairy things were crawling all over her. Then she jumped out of bed and started stamping on the raisins, screaming, "Die, die, you eight-legged hairball!" Freaked me out.
I was afraid something like that might happen. Oatmeal is too much like Curtin Way, and it triggered her post-traumatic stress disorder, causing her to flash back to that unfortunate episode with the spider.
It took 3 orderlies to restrain her. I gave her the sedative prescribed, but it still took a while for her to settle down. I had to lock her up in a pumpkin shell. That ought to keep her very well.
A pumpkin shell? I suppose a rubber broom would be cost prohibitive. Let's keep her on a diet of solid foods. No oatmeal, no cream of cauliflower soup. I don't even want her to have vanilla pudding. Otherwise, she could have a total breakdown. Let's discontinue her desensitization therapy for a day or 2 until we can get her stabilized.
That girl is totally off her target.
We're not here to judge our patients, Nurse Gosling, only to relieve their suffering as best we can. Now, could you please file these charts? I'm expecting a visitor later this morning, and I want everything to be in order.
A visitor?
Yes, Dr. Chivago, Chief Medical Officer from the Storybook Land Medical Center, is coming by for inspection.
Inspection?
They just can't understand why nursery rhyme characters aren't living happily ever after. The insurance companies want to close down all neighborhood clinics and transfer all our patients to the main Storybook Land facility.
Oh no, they can't do that.
Yes, they can. That's where I want to make an especially good impression on Dr. Chivago.
You can count on me, Mother Goose. I mean, Dr. Goose.
Oh dear, here I go again. I'm going to treat a few of our outpatients. Let me know when Dr. Chivago arrives.
Yes, Doctor.
Hello, Matt Jr. How's Bessie's cat today?
Fine, Doc, fine. Bessie's daughter is attending nursery and you on a high jump scholarship.
I meant her leg.
Oh, poorly, Doc, poorly. Bad habits are tough to break.
Still jumping over the moon, is she?
Yes, and she ain't as springy as she used to be. Time was before when my pa McDonald, sir, that it was right amazing to see a cow jump over the moon. Made his hound dog laugh so hard he just felt busted gut.
Yes.
Yeah, that was many moons ago, and old Bessie ain't got it in her no more. But it's so engraved she can't help but take a fly and think the moon is full.
Yes, old MacDonald had a warped sense of humor. Never know what was going to happen next on his farm.
You said it. Time before last, old Bessie took to the air and almost pricked her udder on the point of a star. Nearly gave a whole new meaning to the Milky Way.
Tisk, tisk.
I even tried tying an anchor to her tail, but she got stuck on the man moon's earlobe.
There.
play the banjo myself.
Well, you bring her in here for sore elbow flares up again. And tell her no more Vivaldi. Too many notes.
I will, Doc. Thanks to heat.
My pleasure.
Come on, Bessie.
No. That old MacDonald sure had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. With all this paperwork, and then it has to be scanned and uploaded into the Storybook Land Medical Records Division. This is not why I took up medicine. I'm here to help people, not push a pencil. Hello, do I know you?
Oh, Dr. Goose, you've got to help me. I'm desperate.
I'm having a little trouble placing your face.
I was just here last week.
You were? Then why don't I recognize you?
I'm a crooked man.
The crooked man?
Yes, I live in a crooked house about a crooked mile from here.
Of course. Now I remember. I gave you that chiropractic treatment. Straightened you right out. And you look great. Straight as an arrow. I must say though, I didn't expect such great success after only one treatment. What can I do you for?
I want you to change me back.
Change you back?
I want to be crooked again.
You're kidding. Why would you want me crooked again?
It's just been awful. First of all, being so straight out, I haven't been able to bend in either direction. I haven't been able to tie my crooked shoes all week, which is just as well, because my straight feet don't fit in crooked shoes anymore. I found a crooked sixpence against a crooked style and couldn't pick it up. My crooked cow would speak to me, and the crooked mouse ran away.
I told you that your life may need some readjustments.
I want my body readjusted. Who's going to read a story about a crooked man who lives in a crooked house? The meter of my rhyme is all messed up. If I can't get my story to rhyme, then I'll be evicted from nursery land.
Well, I very well can't make you crooked again. It wouldn't be ethical.
I'm going crazy. Now that I'm tall and straight, I discovered I have a fear of heights. I keep bumping my head on the crooked ceiling. I keep spilling food out of my crooked spoon. I can't make curly fries.
I wish there was something I could do.
If you don't help me, I'll do something desperate.
You don't mean?
Yes, I'll crawl inside an accordion and let someone play Flight of the Bumblebee until I'm crooked again.
You can't do that. It's not scientific.
I don't care. I've got some glue where I was before. Please, I'm begging you.
Well, all right. If you're sure, you'll be happier.
I promise. Now that I know the alternative, I'll never complain about being crooked again.
All right then. Lie down on the bench. It goes against my nature, but I've got to do it. This may be a little uncomfortable.
Try wearing crooked underwear for a week and tell me about comfortable.
All right, here goes. Exhale.
Ouch! Ah! Oh! Ah!
That ought to do it. You can stand up now.
Oh, you did it! I'm back to normal. Oh, thank you, Dr. Goose. Thank you. I'll never forget about this, not if I live for 100 crooked years.
I'm glad you're happy.
You bet I am. I can wobble my knees for joy. Goodbye, Dr. Goose.
Goodbye, crooked man.
Thank you again.
Dr. Goose, Dr. Goose!
Oh, no!
Dr. Goose, you gotta come quick.
What is it, Willie?
There's something wrong with this old man.
Which old man?
You know, the one that plays knick-knack on his thumb and gives his dog a bone before rolling home?
What happened?
Well, last night, I was running upstairs and downstairs in my nightgown through the town, the way I usually do. And around 8 o'clock, I was making my rounds through the town checking to see if all the children were asleep in their beds.
You're lucky you got such an easy community service assignment, Wee Willie Winky. Next time, you might go to jail. Being made of snakes and snails and puppy dog tails is not a legitimate defense for making 24 blackbirds into a pie.
Anyway, I went up to this old man's house, and he was snoring like crazy. He shook the rafters.
Is that all? It's all right. He made an appointment to repair his deviated septum, and the whole town is speaking to pay for it.
And it's a good thing, too. His snoring was so bad, Simple Simon stuck pennies in his ears and put a bucket on his head.
I'll have to talk to that boy. Something of a moron, but his heart's in the right place.
And then we had that big storm last night. It was raining and pouring, and the old man was still snoring through the thunder and lightning and everything.
I thought that storm sounded a little strange.
So I went by his house this morning, and he still hadn't gotten up yet.
How curious.
It was nearly 8. He still hadn't played knick-knack on his gate, and you know how he always does that.
This could be serious. Anything else?
I rapped at the window and cried through the lock, but he still wouldn't get up.
You did the right thing by coming to me, Willie.
I think he might have bumped his head on the headboard of his new waterbed.
I bet you're right. I told him he was too old for a waterbed, but he wouldn't listen. Said it reminded him of his early days floating the teacup with the baker and the candlestick maker.
What are you going to do, Dr. Goose?
Sounds like a house call to me, Willie. Let me grab my bag, and we'll get going. Nurse Gosling.
Yes, Mother Goose? I'm Dr. Goose.
Oi!
Oh dear, whatever shall I do?
Oh no, an emergency! What should I do? Oh, help. I know. I'll flood a chart. I know how to do that. Excuse me, young man. I have some questions to ask you before Dr. Goose sees you. Won't you sit down? We won't get very far at this rate. Calm down, young man. Calm down. That's better. Last name, first name, middle initial.
Well, Jack B.
Nimble Jack B. I see. And who is your insurance carrier?
Fireman's insurance.
Alright. And what seems to be the trouble?
I burnt my derriere.
You rent your what? Speak up.
My rear end.
Oh dear.
Where's Dr. Goose?
Dr. Goose is away on a house call, and she instructed me to take over in her absence.
I'm not burying my keys for anyone but Dr. Goose.
Understandable. I am a nurse. I've seen more bodies than I can remember.
I don't care. I want Dr. Goose.
She's not here. Here we go again. Jack. Jack? Jack!
What?
How did you manage to sustain such an injury?
Well, I'm going to be a Hollywood stuntman someday, so I'm in training. And I saw this movie where this guy's in an ancient Peruvian tomb. Everything is on fire. Even the floor. Jets of flame are shooting up all over the place, and he runs and jumps over them. It was really cool.
Sounds like nonsense to me.
No, it was great. And I thought to myself, that does not look so hard. So I put a candle on the floor and lit it. Then I backed up to the wall to get a good head start.
Oh no.
Then I took off. I was barreling across the room about 90 miles an hour. When the clock struck 1 and a mouse ran down and ran into my path, I swerved to miss him, but I just wasn't quick enough, I guess.
You mean?
That is one mouse whose clock climbing days are over.
Oh dear.
Then I lost my balance, tripped and landed,
Right on the handle.
and it comes a shock to you. I can tell you.
You look at your clothes and catch on fire.
No, the flame went out the second I knocked over the candle, but...
See? The hot wax! You hot waxed your caboose. So right through your pants and burned you. And you won't let me take a look at it?
No. And the worst of all was on the way over here, a street vendor tried to sell me hot cross buns.
Sounds like your pride is worse than your biggest Maximus.
I guess I just won't specialize in fire stunts.
Good.
But I'm working on it alone. It's a high fall.
Understandable.
See, there's supposed to be this baby in a cradle at the top of the tree. See, because someone thinks the wind could rock the baby to sleep.
What a ludicrous notion.
So the kid, played by me, is at the top of the tree and the wind is blowing and the branches are swaying when crack, the branch holding the cradle gives away.
No one in their right mind would leave a baby in a tree.
The cradle is dangling from the broken branch by a thread. I'm falling out if you're clutching a blanket or something. When the bough breaks, the cradle falls. I grab another branch, holding on for dear life. When another gust of wind comes up, whoosh, I lose my grip and plummet down through the branches. Clunk, 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 crashing to the ground.
What are you gonna land on?
What do you mean?
How are you gonna make your fall?
Well, I haven't really figured that part out yet.
This is the kind of thing that would only happen in nursery land. I wish Dr. Goose were here. She knows how to knock some sense in the year on it.
Well, I better be off. I am feeling much better now.
You are?
Yeah, the idea of my neck stump must have cured me.
But I've already started your chart. The Storybook Land Medical Records Division is very strict about these things.
That is not my problem.
Are you sure you're alright?
Sure, stuntmen are tough. Besides, I'm in training.
I'll save the chart. I have a feeling you'll be back soon.
See you in the movies.
That boy just changed his name from Nimble to Numbskull. I better fast before something else happens. If Dr. Travaglio closed down a clinic, how could a boy like that get a Cyberland Medical Center? No one in all of Michigan qualifies for a driver's license. Oh, hello, Mrs. Spratt. How are you today?
Fine, thank you, Nurse Gosling.
Where's Dr. Goose?
She had to make an emergency house call, but I'm expecting her back anytime. Won't you have a seat? We'll be starting the nutrition sessions in just a minute.
Has anyone else come yet?
No, you're the first.
Maybe we have time for a quick trip to the snack bar. I'm starving.
Dear, we just ate before we came.
I'm hungry again.
It's because of all that health food you eat. It doesn't stick to your ribs.
Alfalfa sprouts are better than a greasy burger any day.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go grab this chart.
See what you've done? You've embarrassed me with your bakery.
I get cranky when I'm hungry.
You like the platter clean.
I want some more tofu couscous.
Look at me. I'm not hungry.
You've got a different metabolism.
I eat real food.
And I suppose wheat germ isn't real food?
You don't catch me eating germs, bacteria either. Yogurt. Oh,
The Labicetus filobacteria yogurt are an aid to digestion. Siberians have been eating it for generations, and they live to be in their 90s.
they're probably cranky too.
Why, hello, Mr. Spratt and Mrs. Spratt.
Hello, Polly.
Did you bring anything to eat?
No, sorry, just a pot of tea.
That's all you ever bring.
Tea is the most social beverage of all. Why, the best way to make a new friend to offer a hot cup of tea.
That's true.
Unsalted rice cakes with nutritional yeast and friendly to me.
And the variety of teas can be endless. It's black tea, orange pekoe tea, Earl Grey tea, chamomile tea, peppermint leaf tea, hibiscus tea,
Here she goes.
rose tea, raspberry tea, cherry root tea, chai tea, ginger root tea, safflower peel tea, all cherry bark tea.
There's no stopping her.
And there are so many ways to serve it. There's your hot tea, sun tea, filter tea, tea in tea bags, caffeinated tea, decaf tea.
There's only one thing that can shut her up when she gets going.
You're right.
Polly put the kettle on, Polly put the kettle on, Polly put the kettle on, we'll all have tea.
You will? How very nice. I just had to have some of eucalyptus leaf tea. Very good for sinuses.
At least it's something. I'm famished.
Tea is so civilized.
It's my life.
You know.
All rise for the Queen of Hearts.
How very kind of you, but completely unnecessary. At this clinic, we're all equals. We try to see our sessions with food, and Dr. Goose is helping us all on our back to recovery.
Every time she opens her mouth, she makes a speech.
Where is Dr. Goose anyways?
She's on her house call. I think it's just so without her.
Yes, I have to get home and get something to eat. Peter Pumpkin has given me a recipe for driving some pumpkin seeds in oat cranberries.
And I have a leg of lamb roasting.
It's probably swimming in cholesterol and trans fats.
I don't care. I like leg of lamb.
Better not let little Peep hear that. She is lost her sheep again and doesn't know where to find them.
Just this morning, I saw Mary had a little lamb. Maybe it's Bo Peeps.
No, she was watching it for Little Boy Blue. He works 2 day jobs and has a night job as a security guard. Sleeps under the haystacks. Poor boy.
Well, this leg of lamb isn't from Bo Peep, Mary, or Boy Blue. I got it at the market.
Enough talk about food. Let's get on with the session.
We can't very well have a nutritional lesson without Dr. Goose to lecture us.
Does anyone have anything they want to share?
I do.
Go ahead. You're among friends.
Alright, I'm the Queen of Hearts, and I'm a sugar fiend.
Hello,
Queen.
As you know, my need for sugar has been controlling my life for a long time. It started when I was a child, when my father, Old King Cole, taught me to add sugar to my already sugary breakfast cereal, said it would make me a merry old soul. As a young princess, I used to hire Jack Horner and Bobby Shafto to go trick-or-treating for me. And when I got married, I ate the entire wedding cake. All the guests were furious, but I just can't stop eating sweets.
There. Would you like me to pull up the sleep tea?
Yes, please, with honey and 6 lumps of sugar. Oh no, see what just happens? My husband tried to cure me of it. Hired Wee Willie Winky to bake 4 and 20 blackbirds in a pie. Blackbirds are no replacement for Uncle Murray, I can tell you. And I get deep revulsion eating birds while they're still singing.
I can totally understand that.
The other day, I made some cherry tarts, and some knaves stole them before I could eat them. I suppose he did me a favor, but if I could get my hands on him, I'll wring his scrawny little neck.
Wow, you're even drinking than I am.
And that little shrimp, Jack Horner, told me to get started on sugar in the first place. Keeps sending me plum pies with all the plums missing. He sticks this thumb in and pulls them all out. The creep.
Queen, calm yourself.
I can't help it. I need sugar or I'll go nuts. I've tried artificial sweeteners. Saccharin, aspartame, Splenda, but they just aren't the same.
There's always caramel instead of chocolate.
Never. Is there anything we can do? Just telling my story helps.
Maybe Dr. Goose can do something for you.
I hope so. Otherwise, I'll have to go back to Storybook Land Medical Center to see a specialist. I just can't face the publicity, the paparazzi, the scandal. It would ruin me. Oh, whoa.
Maybe we should move on to the exercise portion of our session.
I agree. If we wait too long, the tea will get cold. Nurse Gosling.
That right here, welcome to her now.
Let's get moving.
Alright then, everyone get in a line. Now remember, our nutrition sessions at the Nursing Clinic emphasize a balanced diet and moderate exercise. We're not superheroes like in mythology books. We're not interested in bulking muscles, just good health. So, as you go through Did your house cover get away?
Oh yes, as I guessed, this old man couldn't get out of his new waterbed by himself. By the time we got there, he'd sloughed around so much he made himself seasick. Looked greener than peas porridge in the pot, 9 days old. With a little fresh air, he's up and is playing knick-knack on his sticks, even as we speak.
Well, that's a relief. I guess I can go freshen up.
Good idea. Maybe now we can get things ready for Dr. Chicago's visit. Come in.
Is this the Nurseryland clinic?
Yes, come in, won't you?
I need to see the doc.
I'm Dr. Goose. What's your name?
I'd rather not say.
Everything you tell me is confidential.
You can call me, Blondie Curls.
Blondie curls?
Yeah, I've got a problem.
Do you want to tell me about it?
It's all confidential.
Professional ethics.
Alright, I'm not from around here.
I know. I recognize everyone in Nurseryland, and I don't recognize you.
I'm from the fairy tale forest.
Then why don't you go see Dr. Seuss? He's got a neighborhood clinic just like ours in Fairy Tale Land.
I don't want it to get around, about my problem.
It's that embarrassing?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
It all started when I ran away from home.
Prescription for disaster.
Yeah, I know, but it's the same wicked stepmother thing,
There are an awful lot of dysfunctional families in Fairy Tale Land. It's a miracle so many of them have happy endings.
So anyways, I'm tramping through the woods, and I've come across this house. No one's there, and by this time, I'm getting pretty hungry, and it just so happens that there are 3 bowls of porridge on the table. I think to myself, Blondie, this is your lucky day. So I stick my nail file in the lock, fiddle around a little bit, and click, the door swings right open.
Breaking and entering. No wonder you want to keep this as a secret.
Yeah. So I get out of the first bowl and try it, but it was too hot, scalded my tongue. But I'm not here because of my tongue. So I go to the second bowl and pour in a lot of milk, but it was too cold and soupy. Yuck. So then I went to the third bowl and poured in just a little bit of milk.
And it was just right.
Too boring, needed sugar. But I was hungry, so I ate it anyways. Next, I decided to case the joint. Check it out. There was this great big chair all carved and polished, and I sat in it, but it was too hard. Then there was this cushy looking one with embroidery and doilies and stuff, but it was too soft. Then there was this third little one, a rocker, and I sat in it.
And it was just right.
Piece of junk broke right under me, bruised my elbow on the armrest.
Nothing I can do about that. It's not a serious bruise. It should feel better in a couple of days.
I wouldn't come all the way here just to show you a bruise.
Then please, continue your story.
So here I am in this house, and I get hurt twice in like 2 minutes. So I figure I better lie down before I go to shop or something. And it just so happens that there are 3 beds in the next room.
3 bowls of porridge, 3 chairs, and 3 beds. I see.
The first one was too soft, the second one was too hard, and the third one
Was just right.
No, it was filthy. Looked like someone with muddy paws had slept there all winter. But hey, like I said, I needed a place to crash. I slept for, I don't know, about an hour when I heard noises in the other room.
What did it sound like?
Voices. The first one was real gruff, and I was like, I do not want to tangle with him. The second one was all soothingly sweet, and the third one was a high-pitched, squeaky voice. The kind that can peel paint off walls. I figure I better hightail it out of there before I got caught. So I jumped out the window and took off.
Any ideas who they were?
Who cares? Figures I got a free meal and a nap. But that's not all I got.
You took something with you?
Yeah, lots of things.
You don't seem very happy about it.
Are you kidding? What is so great about fleas?
Fleas?
Yeah, I'm crawling in them. Must have been that dirty bed.
I see. I do have some disinfectant soap that should do the trick. Normally, fleas don't stick with humans once they've washed up. Now I want you to go on home.
Home? I am never going back there.
Do you want to live with fleas the rest of your life?
No way!
I told you this would be confidential, and I meant it. But if you ever get into some serious trouble, I'll need a card signature to give you treatment. And don't think an apple a day can keep me away.
I'll stay out of trouble. I promise. This was way too close for comfort.
Good. Now go on home and take that shower.
I will.
Dr. Chicago can walk in at any minute. I've got to get this clinic organized. Nurse Gosling. There you are. Are we ready for Dr. Chicago's visit?
As ready as will ever be, Dr. Goose. Well, at least the charge won't order.
I think Dr. Chicago will be more interested in how we treat our patients and handle emergencies than with our paperwork.
Well, the clinic itself is in shambles. All the files are tiny.
What's wrong now?
The 3x starts roaming around organic walls. They're so disoriented. Who'd have thought mice had painted so much on their tails for mounds?
I wish they'd been able to recover their tails. If they had gotten to me fast enough, I might have been able to reattach them.
Well, being that they're blind as bats, and the farm was wiped out from another car at night, they're lucky they got out of the kitchen alive.
What else is wrong?
Georgie trying to get to the girls again. And if he's in quarantine, he'll give COVID to the whole clinic.
Well, that would be a crime, Shane. Use restraints if you have to. He's got the same as room.
We're all out. I'm using them on the 24 blackbirds to the branch of the meat skill. Someone sure around their beaks.
Then lock them up in a pumpkin shell in the Slim's bucket. That ought to keep them very well.
Yes, Doctor.
Anything else?
Old Mother Hubbard brought her dog back door again. Thought I had it gone 5 minutes ago. I have 4 behind. The dog's fine, but the floor needs to go.
Alright then. I'll look at the 3 blind mice and the 24 blackbirds. You get Georgie Porch into a pumpkin shell and muck up after old Mother Hubbard's dog. With any luck, we should be ready in time for Dr. Chicago's visit.
Right.
Oh no.
Jill, what happened?
My dumb brother Jack, that's what happened.
What's that on your mother's head?
A bucket?
Why doesn't he take it off? Is he embarrassed about a pimple on his nose? What did he say?
He said stuff.
It's another one of those.
I know, freak accident. They happen all the time in nursery land.
We were on our way up the hill to fetch a pail of water. It's one of those things where some goofball is below the top of the hill instead of at the bottom. Anyway, Jack was showing off as usual and tripped over a rock. First he went down, then I came tumbling after. As he was falling down, the pail somehow got stuck on his head. He was wearing one of those crowns used to get the line of the bridge before it went under. Anyway, as near as we can figure it, the crown will wedge itself tightly and embedded its points into the bucket.
It sounds alright. Can you breathe?
What did he say?
He said yes. He just can't see where he's going.
Well, I guess we could cut some items for him. Maybe one for his mouth so he can eat.
Wouldn't it be better just to take the whole bucket off?
Sure, that's second opinion, I guess. Actually, I like your idea better.
So how are we going to get the pail off?
When I let it sit in a jar, sometimes I wrap it on the counter and twist really hard. You're right. What if we fill up the bucket with soapy water and soak it into the
It's because of the freak accidents we keep having from Nurseryland. I try to prevent them, but nursery rhyme characters aren't as carefully developed as fairy tale characters.
I understand. Really, I do. That's why I wanted to meet with you.
To close down my clinic,
For what?
you've come all the way down here to close down my clinic because we aren't living happily ever after.
Whatever gave you that idea?
I just assumed that since you were in a huge medical center with loads of equipment, you'd assume you could do a better job than I.
That's not at all why I'm here.
And I want to tell you right off, I'm not going to argue with you. Your staff and equipment are far better than mine. I'll retire from medicine and go to law school.
Law school?
You'd be surprised how much crime there is in Nurseryland. Knaves stealing carts, slumlords keeping large families in shoes, twiddle-dee and twiddle-dum forever getting into mischief, and some around the edge with a crazed farmer's wife with a carving knife.
I had no idea.
So if you want to shut down my clinic, I'm not going to stand in your way.
Dr. Goose, I'm afraid there's been a terrible misunderstanding.
There has?
Yes.
I don't want to shut your clinic down.
You don't?
Good heavens, no. I want you to help me set up neighborhood clinics all over Storybookland, just like yours here in Nurseryland.
You do?
Yes. Our establishment is fine for specialized procedures in experimental surgery, but for day-to-day scrapes and bruises, there's nothing better than a small, friendly, personalized office like yours.
But I thought everyone was living happy ever after in Storybookland.
Are you kidding? It's a madhouse over there. The Frog Prince needs daily treatment for his warts. Cinderella keeps stepping in more glass than anyone I've ever seen. And Rapunzel is clamoring for a hair transplant.
Sounds just like Nurseryland.
Worse, you have no idea how grim the Grimm brothers' tales can get. Half of Hans Christian Andersen's tales are downright gruesome. To say nothing of the folk tales and fables you've got immigrating from all over the world.
Sounds like you got your hands full.
You said it.
Maybe if we work together, we can come up with some kind of medical system for all of children's literature.
I hope so. I was talking to Dr. Doolittle about it just the other day. Something's got to be done. What do you say, Dr. Goose? Will you help me?
Of course.